This week on Colonial Sports Center, we're going to take a look at the men's hockey team and see how they handled their first exhibition game in Colonial Arena.
We'll also get to see how the women's volleyball team handled two matches, one against Fairleigh Dickinson University and the other against Sacred Heart.
All coming up on Colonial Sports Center. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Colonial Sports Center.
I'm David Schmansky and this is Greg Sutton.
And now we're going to jump right into the action with the game against Sacred Heart with the volleyball team this past Sunday at the North Athletic Complex in Moon, Pennsylvania. The women's team was coming off a 2-game win streak, and if they were able to defend, we're going to see that in the highlights that are going to roll now. RMU versus the Pioneers. Colonials Pioneers. They're both around the same time period, I would think. So we're going to jump right in with a serve from Ali Yurkovich, and Sacred Heart will try a spike there, but it'll be blocked by Emma Granger and Deja Tamlin. And a great play there to show off just how dominant the freshman Emma Granger is in her first season here at Robert Morris. And a great play to get the ball in bounds there to get the point. Now we'll jump over to Erica Hill, who was served for the first time for the Colonials, and the Pioneers will again try to set and attempt a kill there, but Emma Granger will come up big with another block alongside her, Skylar Clements. That's another combo that's kind of deadly in the first row for the Colonials, keeping the points off the board for the team that they're facing in each set. Now we're going to jump into the third set of the match, where Sacred Heart will again try a spike. They'll keep it alive after that block, but the second block will do them in as they hit it into the net, giving the Colonials an 19 to 11 point lead in the third set. Now it's the Colonials on the attack with a bump and a lob shot to the back corner of to the court to give the Colonials the win over Sacred Heart, 3-0.
The final score of the 3-0 was not telling of the game, as the first two sets both went into extra points. The difference between the two teams was their ability to keep points alive. Robert Morris led Sacred Hearts 44 digs to 31. Leading the Colonials in this was Mirna Serdanovich with 10 digs. Brianna Franks and Ali Yurkovich each also had 9 digs. Taylor Lord led the team in kills with 9, and standout freshman Emma Granger had 8 kills along with 6 blocks. This past Saturday, conference opponent Fairleigh Dickinson University came to Moon Township for the team's third Northeast Conference match of the year. This game had many record implications. A win would mean a 500 record on the season and a continued undefeated record in conference. If you missed the game on Saturday, we've got you covered with all the important highlights from this matchup. Let's take a look. So the Colonials come in here, and they're down by 2 late in the first set. Fairleigh Dickinson will continue the 2-0 lead, and here we're going to see them go up 24-21. They're going to have a match point, but the Colonials are going to now win their next 4 points to go up 25-24, and they'll eventually close out this first set 26-24.
Amazing comeback story there in the first set of the game.
It was. Things can certainly go different when you lose that first set, but the Colonials will pull that one off, and here we're going to head into the second set, where the Colonials are down again. But Emma Granger here with a great serve, and she leads the conference in aces, in serve aces.
Which is spectacular, knowing that she's a freshman. She's doing great things across the court, not just from the serving.
Yes, she is. So we'll see the Colonials there take the second set, and we head into the third set, where the Fairleigh Dickinson University will keep the third set close, and they'll try to extend it. But here we get to see RMU send it to a match point.
An amazing volley there by both teams there to keep the ball up.
It was.
Sits at 4 matches. The Colonials were led in the charge by freshman Emma Granger, as we stated earlier, as she had a total of 14 kills, 2 blocks, and 5 aces. Another outstanding showing from the freshman. She now leads the team with 195 kills. The junior Taylor Lord helped with the win by putting up 13 kills, 2 blocks, and 1 ace. So now, as we see here, these are the current standings of the NEC volleyball, and as you can see, Robert Morris is second, tied for first with Bryant.
Yeah, Bryant's certainly atop the standings, but Robert Morris is there with them. They both have undefeated records, and they're going to meet later in the year But you've got to think that Robert Morris has a chance to certainly win the conference with the play of Emma Granger this season, the freshman.
Oh, absolutely. And they're on a 4-game win streak, so that builds a little bit of momentum even going farther into the NEC play. And now we're going to jump to a roundtable with our very own Shayla Morris, our beat writer for the volleyball team.
Hi guys, nice to be here.
Oh, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. So why don't we jump right into some questions, and you can elaborate with your great knowledge of the sport. So with a 3-0 start coming into conference play, what are the expectations going farther into the season?
You know, they're definitely expected to still be competitive and to play competitive, especially with film coming out on all their freshmen. They're going to be expecting, especially with Emma Granger and Allie, you're going to expect them to need to go farther in the film and take a look at what can we do to make this work now.
So what you're saying is they're going to rely a lot on the freshmen that have showed their way so far in the season deeper down the line.
Oh yes, definitely. And they're definitely going to rely on the leadership of Taylor Lord and Allie Yurkovich to push them forward as far as they go.
Who is going to be the biggest competition to Robert Morris in conference play this year? We see that they're tied atop the standings with Bryant. Will it be Bryant, or would you look towards a different team?
I don't think it's going to be Bryant personally. I think that it's going to be their most recent matchup coming up, and I think it's going to be LIU Brooklyn. It's a different team, a different competitive, a different atmosphere that they're going to have to compete in.
So so is it just the competition area of the game that you think is going to be a tougher competition for Robert Morris with LIU?
Yes, definitely. I think that it's going to be a whole different ball game in a sense that they're going to have to play, because LIU has had time to not only play more other competitive teams, but also get a look at the film of Robert Morris. They're going to know what to expect from Emma Granger and Taylor Lord, and so they're going to need to mix it up a little bit with their offense.
Speaking of freshman Emma Granger, she's had an outstanding season. I think that she might lead the conference in kills, and she's leads them in aces off the serve. Tell us about her and what she means for the team.
Emma Granger is definitely a giant aspect for the team, whether it be in her defense and her offense all around. She's really looking forward to being the one to lead the charge as far as their defense and being the one to be like, okay guys, yes, they beat us on this kill before, but now we know where to place our block and where to set our block. So she's really the one leading the charge as far as their defense goes especially.
Now, later in the season, the Colonials are going to take on WVU Mountaineers. Mm-hmm. And as we all know, Emma Granger was previously committed to there. Do you think there's going to be a lot of emotion going into that game for Emma?
I think there's going to be looking to prove herself. I think that she's going to be looking to especially get the win to prove, yes, I made the right decision with not making the commitment to West Virginia.
And I think that's honestly going to be a big emotional game for the entire team, considering how big of a part she plays in the play that they have. As we've seen in those blocks she had against Sacred Heart and Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah, definitely. She's definitely going to be a big impact, and especially it's going to be an eye-opener for the team. Like, what would it be like if Emma Granger had not decided to switch teams and come play with Robert Morris?
Yeah, what an interesting way that is to look at the game that we're going to eventually have against West Virginia. You know, if Emma Granger was on the other side of the court, maybe she will be the difference in, who ultimately wins that game. And that is the only game outside of conference play that we'll have for the rest of the season.
All right, and now we're going to throw it over to our very own Malik Johnson, who's going to sit down with Megan Smith for a little bit of a tease for the interview later in the show.
Okay, so Megan, you led the team in rebounds, free throws, and you were second in scoring last season. What goals have you set for yourself this season?
I'm not a big person who looks at stats, for my personal stats, but just going into this year, just try to contribute as much as I can, do as much as possible, whatever coach or the other players on the team need me to do. That's what I'm going to try to do as best as I can.
All right, and stay tuned after the break. Greg and David are going to break down the men's ice hockey team's win over Ottawa and the men's soccer team's win against Howard this weekend.
On November 3rd in Hopwood Auditorium, Robert Morris University, join me, Don Luisi, for Bringing the Blues to RMU. This is a live event featuring Pittsburgh's Queen of the Blues, Jill West, and Blues Attack. Along with a screening of Blues Chronicles from the Berg, 3 short documentary profiles of Pittsburgh Blues legends Eugene Morgan, Bill Weiner, and Jill West. This tribute to the blues is sponsored by the Blues Society of Western Pennsylvania, the Academic Media Center, and RMU Radio. That's Bringing the Blues to RMU Friday, November 3rd at 5 p.m., Hopwood Auditorium, Robert Morris University. Admission is free to the public.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
And welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Now, David, I think you want to jump into this Ottawa game that the men's played?
Absolutely. Tomorrow, the men's hockey team begins their season against Niagara. However, we don't have to wait until the season officially begins to see what the team will look like this season, because this past Saturday, the Colonials had an exhibition against the University of Ottawa. This game provided the opportunity for the coaches to see how the lines worked and also help the team figure out their goaltending situation. They would ultimately play 3 goalies and many new faces. Let's see how the game unfolded with these highlights here. Here we'll see Brady Ferguson go top shelf, the assistant captain.
I do believe that's where Mama hides the Thin Mints.
That's right, up in the top shelf. 1-0 lead early, and we get to see it one more time from the assistant captain, picking up right where he left off last season.
Man, I can just smell those cookies from the top shelf.
And here we go into the second period. If the Colonials didn't have an advantage already, they certainly do now on the power play. It'll be passed across to Alex Tomge, across back to the assistant captain, Brady Ferguson, for his second goal of the game.
And it looks like Ferguson's really into tickling the twine this season, even in this exhibition game.
Yeah, unbelievable. Getting off to a great start. We'll jump into the third period, where the Colonials still have a 2-0 lead. And Brett Govis shoots one from just beyond the circle into the top right. And we're going to get to see this one more time from behind, but, they'll go up 3-0.
Which is an amazing number considering the goalie for Ottawa is the son of Martin Brodeur, the NHL goaltender.
It is. He's already let in 3 goals. That's incredible to think about. And here we're going to pick back up in the third period, where they're up 4-1, and they're ultimately going to end up winning the game 5-1. Brady Ferguson had 2 goals and 2 assists, and Michael Loria had 1 goal and 2 assists. And like you said, you've got the son of a NHL goalie right there, Brodeur. He had 14 goals allowed on 15 saves.
Which is an amazing thing, though, considering that he is a son. You'd think he'd do a little bit better in college play. But now, the women's hockey team is going to jump onto a very long road trip, if you want to say. It's going to last about 10 games, which is a very long stretch in college hockey. But our very own Luke Yost has a lot more on that.
The Robert Morris University Colonials start off the regular season play with 5 straight weekends on the road. We sat down with star forward Brittany Howard and Coach Paul Colantino to talk about the upcoming road trip.
We're all excited. It's going to be hard and it's going to be a grind, but we're all very excited to get our legs under us and get the season going.
It's all perspective. It's how you look at things. And, we've got 8 new players. And in all honesty, you couldn't have picked a better season to be on the road, for 6 weeks. Because we all get to spend a lot of time with each other, get to know everybody, all the new faces. We've got 2 new staff members. It can be a real good thing. So, plus, truthfully, when you're on the road, you're eating out, you're having meals, you stick at the hotel, get a good night's sleep. There's very few distractions. We get to stay focused, get well rested on the road, keep up with schoolwork, all those kind of things. But it's perspective, in all honesty, with how you look at it. It should be a lot of fun. We'll all get to spend a lot of time with each other, get to know all the new players pretty well. And once we're through it, we've got a great home schedule to look forward to.
And from the ice to the pitch, the men's soccer team took the pitch against Howard Bison. The Colonials have not won a game in their first 9 games of the season. Hopefully the team can reverse the curse in the game before they started their play in conference. Now, as we see here, the Colonials versus the Bisons, a very anticipated game. A long stretch pass there, a great save by Winterfani, but eventually the Bison will put it in to go up 1-0 late in the first half.
But we know one goal is not going to be enough for the Bison, as the Colonials have scored in each of their first 9 games of the season.
But they also scored the first goal, not the second one. So that might be a different aspect. Now we'll jump to the second half with the Colonials looming long pass there to a quick header for Zach Sherman to put it in the opposite direction the goalie was going. He just used his momentum against them there. And now we'll see a great footwork there and a long pass to this side to Corey McCurdy. Then
oh my goodness!
Whoa! Where did he come from? Bailey Winkle with an amazing Superman header into the net to put the Colonials up 2-1.
Off his head, unbelievable. Now they're in position for their first win of the season. Get that, man, a concussion.
Absolutely, he came out. Look at this. You can see the great pass there to McCurdy from McIver. There, he passes it to the middle like with a knuckle pass, and Bailey comes out of nowhere like Superman does to save the day.
Unbelievable.
It's an amazing play by Bailey Winkle. You can see the excitement in his face to bring the Colonials their first win of the season. So, Zach Sherman and Bailey Winkle were the two Colonials that tickled the twine to give the men their first win of the season going into NEC play. Both goals were assisted by Keen McIver, and Corey McCurdy also had a helper on Winkle's goal. Now we're going to jump to Bailey Winkle's stats on the season. It's a remarkable stretch for him in this season so far.
Yeah, he's he's second right now in points and goals in the NEC. What a season it's been for Bailey Winkle.
Absolutely, and for somebody on the team to be able to lead the way he does and score the spectacular goals he does, like that Superman header we've seen there to win the game for them, it's just a miraculous thing for one person to be such a big contribution to one team.
Yeah, it's been a spectacular year for him, and we had him in studio last week.
And absolutely, and he's not over conceited about himself. He's very calm and very team oriented.
The women's soccer team hosted Bryant this past Friday. They had lost the 3 straight games coming into this contest, and this season was beginning to get away from them. Would being back in Moon Township be enough for the girls to end their losing streak? To the field we go to see what happened. Right here we'll see a free kick by Bryant to put them up 1-0. The Colonials were down early in the game. Tough for Sydney Bruckner to let that goal in early.
It's just a tough goal to let one up that early in the game.
It is, but she'll keep him in the goal game here. The ticker's wrong. It's 1-0 Bryant, but she has a good save there. And now we head into the second half, where we're going to get to see the Colonials, continue to stay in the game. A great save by Bruckner right there.
And something moved by the Bryant offense or the forward there to kick it between the legs and get it on net.
It was, and right here we're going to get another great save by Bruckner. And something I'd like to point out while we're in the middle of this highlight is Samantha Lackner has played all 90 minutes in the last 18 games.
That's a lot of time on the field.
And right here, Christina Kelly with the penalty kick from beyond the scoring box for the Colonials to tie them up 1-1. What a kick that was. And this game is not going to end in regulation thanks to that goal as we head to overtime. The Colonials will end up out shooting their opponent 7-3, but we're going to see right here a goal let in to end the game. Bryant wins off of the hands of Bruckner. A tough way to lose.
Absolutely. Knowing the game went off of your hands to lose, that's a tough loss for a goalie.
It was a tough defeat for the women's soccer team in double overtime, considering they outshot their opponents 7-3 in overtime as well, but they gave it their all. Christina Kelly netted her 4th goal of the season, and she was able to get off 5 shots throughout the game.
And now, we'll be right back, but when we do come back, you won't see me and David's beautiful faces. You'll see Malik Johnson and Megan Smith's over... Oh. And on Sunday, October 1st, the women's soccer team played their second conference game against Sacred Heart. It was Friend and Families Day for the team, so they had a large home crowd advantage with them. They started off with conference play with a loss. The Colonials dropped to 0-2 in conference play after losing to the Pioneers on Sunday. A solo goal by Sacred Heart's Alex Mesropian in the 34th minute of the play was game-deciding goal.
And there we've got the recap up there. Sydney Bruckner only allowed 1 goal on 7 saves, but the Colonials were not able to score.
Yeah, the offense kind of let Bruckner down in that one. They have to get a lot. I understand they tried their best, but they have to get a lot more shots on goal there. Now the Colonials are 0-2 in conference play. I understand it's a young season technically, but We'll see how they stretch. And now, when we come back, our own Malik Johnson will sit down with Megan Smith and talk a little bit of women's basketball.
Stay tuned.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you!
She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
How about the hand?
Ah, there you go. Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Want to help in the aftermath of a hurricane? Together, you and I can really help. I am fast and versatile. I can be whatever is needed. To help you provide important relief when it's most critical. If you want to lend a hand, I can help you reach out and truly touch lives. Even a small donation can make a big difference.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Tonight, along the Texas Gulf Coast, utter devastation. Harvey barreled ashore overnight, packing 130-mile-an-hour winds, blinding sheets of rain, and a treacherous storm surge.
Harvey can't mess with Texas. So donate now to help make Texas whole again.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. My name is Malik Johnson, and I'm here with Megan Smith. How are
Hi,
you?
good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So, what's it been like adjusting now that seniors like Anna Nikis, Emily Peru, Rebecca Navarro are all gone?
I mean, it's been difficult, but at the same time, every year senior class graduates, you get a whole new team and a whole new dynamic. So I think we miss them, obviously, because they are part of something incredibly special for our RMU program. But I have a lot of faith in our girls this year and our team. We have a lot of potential. So I think that they're gone, but I'm excited for this year no matter what.
So what do the freshmen that have come in, what have they brought to the team that maybe wasn't there before?
We have a really diverse group of freshmen this year, obviously from a lot of different countries, so different cultural backgrounds, but we have four guards coming in who have their own set of skills that are different and the same alike, and we also have a really strong post coming in, so I think we have a lot of potential with that freshman class.
You touched on it a little bit about the different cultures, but what's it been like playing with a team that has people from Japan, Finland, all sorts of other countries?
It's really amazing. It's one of the reasons, actually, why I committed to RMU 4 years ago. So I want to, when I graduate here, I want to be able to say I have friends and teammates from all over the world. And I can say that now because I have people from Europe, Asia, Canada, all over the place, and just being able to learn their cultures and their different backgrounds and languages and all that type of stuff is just so cool to experience.
Are languages an issue on the team? Can you talk about some of the language barriers?
We do have people who speak different languages as their first language, but at the same time, their English has come a long way since they first got here. So once we start playing games and everything like that, it won't be much of a barrier, I don't think.
Okay, so back to basketball. The women's basketball team has had 3 NEC championships and has went to the game 4 times. What's the key to the team been?
Honestly, just staying in your routine and making sure you're hanging out with, like Coach B always says, keep your circle tight, which pretty much means like stay in your routine, like go to class, eat healthy, like get enough sleep, like go to the training room, and just be around the people that you want to be around and that are a positive influence towards the program.
Okay, and you have some big name matchups later on this year. Which ones are you looking forward to the most?
I'm really excited for our first game, Michigan State. Michaela, who's another senior, and I used to play with and against one of the girls who plays on Michigan State, so it'll be good to kind of play against each other one more time before our careers are done.
Okay. And who should fans be looking out for on the team this year?
That's a good question. I mean, I think everybody has grown a lot since last year, and we're still continuing to grow in practices and workouts. But I think some girls that we are going to really rely on this year is Neka Azibo, who's a sophomore this year, and Nia Adams, who's a junior.
Okay. And when it comes to scoring, who is the team going to look to in order to replace our Navarro and Stemlamper?
I think we have a lot of people who actually have the potential to step up and be those types of scorers. I mean, I don't think we're going to have any issues like scoring-wise. We have a lot of freshmen who can shoot. Megan Callahan is a really good shooter. Kima Dashiel is a really good shooter. So I think we have the ability to sustain that scoring.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And when we come back from the break, Greg and David are going to break down the upcoming games. Stay tuned to Colonial Sports Center.
On November 3rd in Hopwood Auditorium, Robert Morris University, join me, Don Luisi, for Bringing the Blues to RMU. This is a live event featuring Pittsburgh's Queen of the Blues, Jill West, and Blues Attack. Along with a screening of Blues Chronicles from the Berg, 3 short documentary profiles of Pittsburgh Blues legends Eugene Morgan, Bill Weiner, and Jill West. This tribute at RMU Radio. That's Bringing the Blues to RMU. Friday, November 3rd at 5 p.m., Hopwood Auditorium, Robert Morris University. Admission is free to the public.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, that can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center, and now is the time of the week where we're going to look at upcoming games.
The most exciting time of the week, in my opinion.
Here we see on Friday, October 6th, the women's volleyball team will play LIU Brooklyn, and what we heard earlier is going to be a great match. Men's soccer will also play, men's hockey as well. And I'm also traveling to West Virginia with the golf team this weekend.
Well, good luck in those matches, sir.
Yeah, should be a good time. And we're also going to get to see the football team in action. In the volleyball team, women's hockey on Saturday and Sunday.
And the ECNC game is going to be their homecoming, so hopefully it'll be a spoiler.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? I've had a few homecoming spoilers, but let's see if Robert Morris can do it.
All right, thanks for tuning in this week to Colonial Sports Center, and join us again next week again at 9:30.